This story is called Black Market Borg, Part 4, by Peaceful-blu from the Short Stories subreddit. The sound of the moving train and the ever so slight rocking back and forth is almost enough to put FP to sleep. But the fact he isn't alone in the train car has him a bit on edge, and for good reason. For the better part of 10 minutes, a group of shady individuals have been eyeing him up and down, the same way car buyers would at a used car lot. What's their deal? FP mumbles, feeling a little uncomfortable. FP does his level best not to make eye contact, but his cybernetic vision is locked on them. Now in the forefront of his attention, he wonders just what they could be up to, or better yet, what they're saying. Like a sonar, his ears amp up the volume to the point it feels like his head will explode. On reflex, he covers his ears and crouches just below the seat line, dodging his assailant's unrelenting gaze. As his ears begin to adjust, all he hears is, "Let's do this," he's not watching. FP doesn't pop up from his position, hoping they don't mean him. However, of course they mean him. He's the only other passenger. Their ample footsteps are loud homing beacons as they approach. Every set of clanks is haunting. Every breath FP takes raises his heart rate as he realizes the group is approaching him. The air in FP's lungs are narrowly escaping as the footsteps stop. At the edge of his own vision, he can see a set of shoes standing firm, menacing him even before he acknowledges their owners. "Give us your parts, kid," one of them says sternly with a gruff voice. FP's heart rate increases to a fever pitch. The impending pulse from his racing heart begins to rattle the car to the point of the group losing their footing. As the long car begins to rock, taking on the same rhythm, the resonance against metal begins to shake the adjacent cars. Ba-bum, 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 bum, 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 bum. His further stilk beats faster and faster till the glass starts to fracture and shatter. "Ah, my ears!" The would-be part poachers scream in unison. FP hears their torches screams and crawls from his hole to see what's happening. As he does, his panic slows and subsides, and with it the bass of his heart beating. The train returns to his normal chatter of thunking tracks. FP gains his composure as he sees the thieves hunched over, still holding their ears. Somehow they've lost their fierce aura. FP sighs. What do you want from me? The anger in one of the Borg's eyes is all but assured as he buzzes his eyes red and pulls a knife. "Give us the parts, now!" With the help of the shout, the rest of the consorts snap and pull various weapons. And again, surrounded by blades, FP's heart begins to pound, but this time the adrenaline breeds anger instead of fear. FP grits his teeth and bears them as a predator would. "If you want them, take them," FP screams. Out of the 5 depraved souls, 2 lunge at their target, blade first. FP throws his titanium hands in direct path of the blades in an attempt to change their trajectory. Instead, they find purchase directly into his palms. "We tried to warn you. Now we'll rip you apart for scraps," one of them laughs. "We'd have gone easy on you," the second man begins. "Wait, my knife's stuck." Both parties begin yanking at the heels of their blades. FP gritting teeth begin to resemble a devilish smile. Will it actually be that easy? FP questions in his mind. "I think it shall be." FP laughs, thinking about the message Stitchwork sent. Both blades to the hilt are folded into FP's palms as if they were made of paper, and instantly magnetized, rendering them useless and stuck. Now only the worthy can pull them from their new home, and only FP has the authority to decide. Completely unaware of the situation they find themselves in, FP's attackers continue their ill-advised venture. Fresh out of weapons, they resort to their augmented fists. As powerful as they would be against normal humans, against other Borg the playing field would be even, but against FP's hardware they are still at a severe disadvantage. Wanting to part snatchers as far away as possible, FP repels the knives and any metal within a certain radius of his hand. The 2 attackers are folded into a cage of train railing. At that moment, all FP thought was repel, and it happened. The savagery that was present from the moment faded when he realized there was so much he could do in the way of deterring his foes. Although his violent thoughts had been quelled by this reality, his opponents have only become more emboldened. The setting fury on their faces is further pushed, witnessing FP's smile morph into amusement. Amusement they, as the aggressors, misconstrue as taunting, which isn't too far off. Declined to say anything about him fighting back, a remaining member said. One sucks his teeth. "Just take him out." "Right," 2 of them respond. They ready their blades just as their friends did, almost as if they hadn't seen what happened. The bravado of brandishing a weapon, all bark, no bite. Although they don't move, and not for lack of trying. The labored groans of them trying to lift their cybernetic parts from the floor match the vein popping out of their necks. FP's magnetic field has begun to warp the train's natural state. The pulse has started flowing through his feet, turning the floor into a high-powered magnet, an inescapable trap for any metal-laden goons. How do I get them to stop? Hold him in place is FP's line of thought. His cybernetic parts are not sentient, but react to him so completely they could have been mistaken as such. What are you guys doing? Attack him, the one standing the furthest away says. My feet are stuck, another responds. I can't move, the other says, still straining. This is why I told you to bring guns, but no. This job is going to be easy, he said. They say moving forward and pulling a gun. The panic that left FP returns full force. His eyes go wide. He throws both hands out front. Everything begins to move normally. Their blades swipe endlessly at FP's body, taking the path of least resistance. They continue to move closer as they senselessly plunge away. This goes on for a minute or so until they realize the blades no longer have weight and they've been swinging wildly with a closed fist. Their hands are bruised and battered from forcefully trying to assault unforgiving metal. FP remembered how he felt entering the alley, the fear of danger, of harm returned in the nick of time, disintegrating the entirety of the blades on the first swings. What were poignant, sharp attacks meant for serration and decapitation became mere whiffs by untrained hands. Once FP realizes he's still unharmed, he grows angry. The whirlwind of emotions he's experienced lately have him frustrated and tired. He no longer has the patience to be passive against those who invoke his rage. Now firmly in range of his hands, FP grabs two witless assailants and smashes them together, not once, not twice, but 4 times. They lose consciousness almost immediately and are tossed to the side. The last man standing in the background shivers at the sight of a barefoot Borg dispatching his cohorts in no time. Their shaking legs have nothing to do with the rapid speed and turbulence of the fast-moving train. How does one react when backed into a corner? How would the prey survive? With the last-ditch effort, a definitive show of force. Quivering in their boots, they aim true, their sights set on a Borg who no longer carries remorse for would-be scrappers. Pow, 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 click, click, click. An empty clip is the last sound FP hears before things become an absolute blur. Even in a world where cybernetics reign supreme, bullets still have their uses, when well placed against soft tissue, or rather they would under normal circumstances. That was Black Market Borg Part 4 by peaceful-blu from the Short Stories subreddit. Thank you again so much for listening. We'll see you in the next one.